Well, good morning, my friends. This is Michelle with the Southern Shell, and I'm here with another Talk It Out Tuesday. And this is the last chapter in John. And I wanted to just talk a little bit about what is going on in John. So, in John, at the very end here, we have where Peter goes back and he says to the other disciples that he's going to go fishing. Now, for some people, they're like, well, why did Peter just go fishing? Well, when you think about what we do today, we don't just sit and wait for Christ to come. We don't just sit and hang out until Christ comes back. We all have jobs to do. So Peter knew how to fish. And so Peter did what he knew to do. Some of us, our jobs are nurses. Some of us, our jobs are truck drivers or grocery store or whatever it happens to be. But Peter was a fisherman. So while Peter was waiting for the Lord to come back and give them their instruction, he went fishing. And so I went ahead and, just kind of contemplated what I was going to do. And so I'm going to just make a little fishing net here. Now I saved these little nets. This one was from a ham. And I run them through my dishwasher and I save them so that I can use them in other projects that I have. So I am going to talk a little bit about what happened. So when Peter went back and went fishing, the other disciples are like, well, we're going to go with you. So I'm using some of my stickers that I've had here. These are Dollar Tree stickers. And I'm just going to use some of these on my page. So they went out in their boat. And their boats were not real big. I think they were like 7.5 feet across. I think that's what I was reading. And what they did is they went out fishing all night. Now, if you remember, the first time that they were out fishing and they met Jesus, they argued with Jesus when he said to cast his net out on the other side, because they had been fishing out. They'd been out there fishing all night and they caught nothing. And so the first time you're like, we've been out here all night. There's nothing for us to catch. But the second time when Jesus told them to cast your net out on the other side of your boat, John recognized his voice right away. And instead of arguing with the Lord, they just took their net and they cast it out on the other side. And they brought in such a huge load that they were having a hard time pulling it into their boat. And they said right away, John said right away, that that's the Lord. There was no question. There was no arguing. They knew right away that it was the Lord. So they took their net and they cast it out on the other side. And they had so many fish that they could not pull it into their boat. So when they came up to shore, they just drug the net with them. So what are you doing while you're waiting for the Lord? Are you sitting there? Are you doing nothing? Or are you doing what the Lord has inspired you to do? For my artwork today, I wanted to kind of put out there what we are fishing for in life. So my heart has been struggling with some different things, and I've talked about it in a little bit, a video that I've got coming up that I'm editing right now. And I know I've talked before about how I struggle with anxiety and depression, and you know, I do have medications that I have to take, and it's very difficult when you're a Christian and you feel like you're failing. And so my net that I toss out, that I'm going through, and that I want to make sure that I'm doing what the Lord wants me to do, is to inspire. I have a heart to inspire others, to inspire women, to inspire for the joy of the Lord. And so for me to get on here and to talk and explain what's on my heart is not always easy. And those of you who struggle with anxiety or depression know what I'm talking about. I have been put in situations in my life where I have some PTSD, and so it really is a very difficult thing for me to get out and trust. And I know that the Lord has me. I know that. I can say that, I can do that, and I know that the Lord heals. And so this is something that He has inspired me to do, is to come out here and to talk about some of the things that He has put on my heart, and just the different things that He guides me through. I know that I am not the only person who has these struggles. And now, with everything that has gone on in our world, it has been even more difficult to stand up and kind of do what we think we are being called to do. And with the churches being closed for so long, and the grocery stores having issues for so long, you know, right now we need each other more than ever in this crazy, crazy world we have. And so I want to encourage you all to step up and let me know what you have in your heart. What are you doing to, what are you doing while we're waiting? While things are being so crazy in this world, what are you doing as you're waiting for the Lord? What has He inspired you to do? I know that we can't all be nurses. We can't all be grocery store clerks. We can't all stay home and be a mommy or a Gigi or something that the Lord has put on your heart to do, or take care of others. I do stay home. I take care of my grandson. I take care of my family as best I can. And, you know, that is an important job. And I know that my daughter and son-in-law are very grateful for me to be able to come home or stay home and do that for them. They don't have to worry about, you know, childcare right now, or getting out in having Grayson exposed to anything else out there. So I am very grateful that I do get to do that. And so my net is being cast out here. And what I'm trying to do on this net, we'll get some color on the edge of this dirt here. So for me, you know, when I cast my net out, what I'm trying to do, my job right now, is to inspire. It is to share. And I know that when I'm doing what the Lord wants me to do, things kind of get rough and bouncy for a little while, because Satan doesn't want me doing what is on my heart, because that means that I'm doing and I'm at the place where the Lord wants me to be. And so sometimes when that happens, the anxiety and the depression try to sneak in even worse than they have been in the past. And I'm at the point where I know that that's, to me, that means that I'm doing what the Lord wants me to do. So I am going to take my net and I'm going to take some words here from my little book and take, let's see, there's a believe, there's a dream, there's all life is great, there's joy, let's see, there's a bless, the things that I want to do and the things that are on my heart, imagine, let's see here, I have inspire on the other, to be understanding, determination. Let's just stick with those. So I have my net, and I'm going to cast my net out, and I'm going to bring in my loot, because I feel like this is what I am supposed to be doing, and this is where I'm supposed to be at this point in my life. So I am going to just take this little thread here, and I'm going to weave it through my little holes here. So now I'm going to take the words that I feel like the Lord has me, this is my part in my life right now. I want to help people believe. I want to help people be inspired. I want to help people have their dreams. And so these are what I'm casting out and catching in my net. This is where I am. And when the Lord tells me to cast my net out on the other side, I'm going to recognize His voice this time. Just like John and Peter did, they recognized His voice and they knew what they needed to do. They didn't argue, they just did it. So I'm going to cinch that up, cinch that up. I'm going to bring this back up to the top. Okay, let's tie this off. Spread my words out there so I can see. And then I'm going to attach this down as I'm pulling in. Let's see. Some heavy duty glue dots on there and see if that's going to do it for me. Don't want the other side of my page to get stuck to these glue dots, so I'm going to lift up that top layer of that net and I'm going to put a word over it and push it down so that word is stuck on that glue dot. Let's do the same up here. Now you can use your like your embossing buddy, just a little bit of cornstarch. You can use your finger to kind of tack it out a little bit so that it's not going to be sticky and stick to your other pages. I got one more down here. There we go. Okay. So, the last chapter of John. Cast your net out on the other side. See what you pull in. What does the Lord want you to accomplish and accomplish and do while you're waiting for Him? I think that's just a great analogy, and I really appreciate you guys just spending time with me as I went through this book of John. If you've not subscribed to my channel, I do hope that you would consider subscribing by hitting that subscribe button. If you'd like to know when I'm uploading new videos, hit that bell button. As always, guys, thank you so much for taking time today. Stay safe, God bless, and bye for now.